T Gang, it's your girl Tremaine, and I'm back with another video. So today, I'm doing story time while I build this gingerbread house. I haven't made a gingerbread house since I was little, so this should be interesting. I got this from Target like a week or so ago. I already started taking everything out of the box. So, and I like this because it has instructions in the back, which is very helpful. But yeah, so, and just want to do a small disclaimer. If you hear banging, a lot of noise, there are people in here working in my house. So please excuse that. But yeah, the story time is going to be about college friendship experience. So, let's get into it. Alright, so I have all my stuff out. Pieces of the house. Icing. All the little candies. So, let's start the story time. So, basically, the story time is about people like I was friends with from high school. We ended up going to the same college, and I thought we was like cool and stuff, all that, but turned out I was wrong. Found out like later on during college, people who were calling my friends were not really my friends, and honestly that kind of like hurt because I thought we was cool like the whole time, and then once we got to school, we met other people. They decided to become friends with them and treat me like crap, pretty much. So, we should be looking like this way. I'm looking at the instructions on the box. But yeah, so, I'm not gonna say names in the video. Actually, I'm gonna lay napkin down first, try to eliminate as much mess as possible. So, yeah. Anyway. So, senior year, kind of like senior year, I was friends with these two people. We ended up like applying to the same college, getting in, going to the same college. So, fast forward, we get to college, and I think all the 4 years we were in different like dorms, or except maybe no, I think it was 1 year we were in the same dorm like once, but other than that, no. So yeah, so again, like I said, we were high school friends going to the same college. It could be better than that, right? So, mind you, we was like doing everything together, hanging out in each other's room and stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking everything was cool. So at some point, I think it was freshman, sophomore year, they started hanging around these new people, this other friend group. So I was still kind of like hanging with them, but also just kind of like being in this new friend group. So yeah, we was all like hanging out in each other's like rooms and stuff. Eat at the dining hall together almost every day. A couple of us were in the, like in a modeling club team, whatever you call it, together. So yeah, it was cool at first. And then I started noticing some like changes after a while. They wouldn't like invite me much, like to go places anymore. So that was kind of the downfall where stuff started going downhill, I'll say. Because yeah, so by this time, it was like around Thanksgiving and whatnot, and we were in different dorms, except me and one friend from the friend group. We were in the same dorm. He just lived a floor above me. Keep that in mind. So we was in the dining hall eating dinner around Thanksgiving, and everybody was talking about like they were talking about doing a like friends giving, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna be like a part of it because hello, like, am I not a friend? Am I not part of the group? And they're talking about they're only gonna do it in their dorm because mostly everybody like lived in the same dorm except me and the other guy. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then, but they said that the one guy that lived in the same as me was able to participate. And I'm like, well, that's kind of not fair because you just said only doing it with people that live in the same dorm. And the one girl was like, well, he's been part of the friend group. And I'm like, what do you mean he's been part of the friend group? Like, I knew two of them since high school. So how am I not part of the friend group? If anything, in my head, I'm like, y'all are the ones that just joined our group. So that like really like messed me up, because what do you mean I'm not part of the friend group, and I've known them since high school? So that day I left the dining hall next day and went back to my room, and it was like, I literally cried myself to sleep that night, because I'm like, what do you, like, how y'all just gonna treat me like that? And the people that I thought I was close to didn't even like try to like defend me or anything. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. So after that, I like kind of just stopped talking to them. And honestly, I think it really it's the whole like issue started because it was one time like the lacrosse boys in school had like a party at the lacrosse house, whatever. So me and some of the friends went, even though I was not the party type. So I just decided to go with them, I guess because I was so focused on fitting in. I was starting to kind of lose sight of myself a little bit. Just trying to have friends, trying to stay their friend, because I really didn't have many other friends when we first got to college. So, but that time we went to the, party, I forget exactly what happened. Like, a lot of stuff kind of happened with smoking, stuff like that. And that's not my scene. So, I asked them to take me back to school. And at first they weren't, like, trying to take me back to school. But I was like, no, like, I don't want to be here. So, I think, like, ever since then, because they had to drive me all the way back to school, and I think they would be driving all the way back to the party, they just stopped liking me. So, yeah. I think that was like the big reason as to why they stopped like inviting me, including me and stuff. So but yeah, so after an incident, the whole Friendsgiving, I just stopped kind of like talking to them. And yeah, I didn't really hang out with them much. And then it was like another incident where one of the like other like new people to the group was like, we had went to like the Halloween party, and it was over at like 2 a.m. or something. Yeah. And we all like go to the the dorm that most of them lived in, because everybody wanted to like hang out over there. So we're all like hanging out there, and mind you, they weren't my only friends that lived in that dorm at the time. I had another friend that lived there as well. So before I went to the one's room, I stopped by the other friend, this other girl. And I went to her room, talked, and then I went to the guy's room, my friend. And I knock on the door, and one of the girls, the other friend, answered his door and was like, "Ugh, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? What am I doing here? Like, we all said we were gonna be here. Like, I was confused. So when she said that, I was like, you know what? Forget it. And I left and I walked to my own dorm in the dark, in the middle of the night, by myself, at like 3 in the morning. So yeah, and mind you, all of them had like pre-gamed, that's what you want to call it. They all like had pre-gamed. So, and we're probably still getting drunk at that time too. Shoot. I think so. But yeah. So that was an experience. So like the next day I went to the dining hall for like breakfast by myself. I later found out that the friend who I was trying to see whose room was the guy, he was the only one like asking for me, like if I made it to my room okay after the party. He was the only one that like really cared. So, and nobody else really like dared to like check up on me or anything. So that goes to show like people's like true intentions, like who people are, because you know, like for all they know, I could have never made it to my room. It was dark. It was like 3 in the morning. Someone could have, and we had open campus, so I quite like frankly could have been kidnapped. Like if, and I'm glad like nothing happened, but I quite frankly like could have been kidnapped. Like if that night someone happened to be like that crazy. Luckily that did not happen. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, like after that, I stopped talking to all of them pretty much, and I made like other friends, but those friendships kind of like slowly like went away too. Some of them. But yeah, I think I'm supposed to like let this kind of sit a little bit, but yeah. Oh, so messy. But yeah, so that friendship kind of really came and went. I did what I had to do. Made other friends. Good, like, lasting friendships. And you know, graduated on time, did what I had to do. So there's that. So, you know, some lesson for everybody to learn, like, be careful, like, who you're friends with, like, who you surround yourself with, because you think you know somebody, and then you don't. So yeah, I'm gonna let part of my house kind of dry because it keeps like falling. But yeah, so I'm gonna come back when I'm almost done. Alright, so this is what the house is looking like so far. I still gotta put these to the roof on it, and then decorate with a little candy. So yeah, it's coming along. It keeps wanting to fall, but yeah. Alright guys, so here is the finished product of my gingerbread house. Listen, I haven't made one of these in so long, so kind of took me longer than I thought. It literally kept breaking. Like, I know in like the other clips you probably heard it come down. So yeah, child. But yeah, so it was a fun little thing to do. And yeah, it's the end of the video. So you want to see more like this? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.